Now, a security guard has been jailed for life with a minimum term of 16 years for planning to kidnap, rape and murder TV star Holly Willoughby. Chelmsford Crown Court was told Gavin Plumb's plot had a catastrophic and life-changing impact on the former This Morning presenter. I'm joined now by the former Scotland Yard detective, Inspector Hamish Brown. Welcome to the show, Hamish. Always a pleasure to have your company. Could I ask you first about the decision taken by the judge not to release some of the details of this case because they were deemed too graphic? How unusual is that?
Well, the courts always have that discretion of what is going to be released. Normally, the full statement will come out. But with these victim impact statements, there can be some very personal information in it. And very often victims just don't want that even given to the defendant, for that matter. So it's a bit of a difficult decision for the prosecutor and then ultimately the judge. But this has brought home something very important. It's a stalking type offence, which you know I've done a lot of work on. And what comes out of stalking, it is the psychological injury that really counts, that really digs in. In this case, Holly Willoughby, and she has interviewed me in the past, and I want to say what a charming and lovely person she is. And she must be devastated by all this going on. And although no direct force was applied to her, she was subject to, ultimately, it was inevitable she was going to be told, actually, she's subject to these threats, to what was going on, what was going through his mind, the preparation going through. So I really wish her well, and any other victim, may I say, in these circumstances. Actually, very often in stalking type offences, it's ordinary members of the public and not the celebrities. It's the celebrities that make the news, but they're entitled to be protected just like anyone else. And I'm so pleased, and well done to the Essex Police, and well done to that detective in America for all their hard work. I think the Met had some involvement as well, so well done to them. And this man's locked away, quite rightly so. One, it keeps him out of harm's way for an awful long time. And secondly, it sends out that message that the police and the judiciary won't tolerate it and woe betide people who go down that path.
And Hamish Brown, what was telling when the police made a statement after he was sent down, they claimed he was not a fantasist. He is a calculated sexual predator who has spent his adult life planning to commit harm against women. This individual instance, they claimed, was planned for 2 years. And of course, he had form. So here's somebody with form, with intent, with malicious planning, precisely the kind of person, Hamish Brown, that should spend a long, long time at His Majesty's pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. And the Detective Chief Inspector from Essex, he spoke afterwards and he just showed the importance of the investigation. I say I'm just so pleased he has been locked away. I was looking at the internet with comments coming on, and some people are saying, well, it's a bit of a harsh sentence. You know, he didn't really do anything. Well, he did everything. He got through to poor Holly, who's had to suffer this, and the mental torture, the trauma all victims have to go through sometimes is indescribable. And one of the questions I ask stalking victims is, has anything changed in your life? Now, I know with Holly Willoughby, some things have changed. They're big changes, although there was no direct threat as far as she knew to her. So it was quite right to come back to the initial point that on should her witness impact statement be fully read out. No, there are going to be private things in that, and she's been through quite enough. And I think just to portray that this mental torture she's been through is absolutely intolerable, and it has affected even someone like Holly Willoughby, who's used to talking to millions, being on TV, and a strong but lovely personality.
Hamish Brown, former Scotland Yard Detective Inspector, thank you very much for sharing your expert insight. Gavin Plumb will spend a long time in prison. Thank you very much.